Hi, I'm Caroline Labour from Money Mindset Accelerator, and today I want to talk to you about why you should start with your mindset when you want to have a massive breakthrough in your business or your life for that matter, and I'll also show you how you can start to do that really quickly. So if you're in business, if you're an entrepreneur and you've maybe started off the year not as well as you'd like to, and you're wondering what you can do to make a really quick change, then my advice to you is to start with your mindset, and I'll explain why. So building a business is a bit like building a house. You're going to have much longer lasting success and a much stronger house if you lay solid foundations to begin with. So that sounds quite self-explanatory, but let's convert that to a business context. So when I'm talking about those foundations, I'm referring to what I call the 3 core elements that you need to succeed as an entrepreneur in business. And so those 3 elements are firstly a powerful and a positive mindset. And this really relates to having the right kind of energy and focus in your business, and also having clarity so that you know what to focus on at various times. So then you've got strategy. So embarking on a business and, succeeding in it requires you to have really clear goals. So what are your goals? And specifically, what are your numbers? And by that, I don't just mean, how much money you want to make overall by the end of this year. I'm referring to how you're going to get there. So for example, if your goal is to hit 7 figures this year, then how many clients do you need for your various products or packages to get to that revenue number? And beyond that, how many calls do you need to sign up that number of clients? And then taking that a step further, how many leads do you need to generate that number of calls? So you can see there's a whole pipeline here. That's what I mean by your strategy. You need to know your numbers and you need to know what it's going to take. So you also need to know what to spend on, because you don't want to run out of cash as a business. And so you've really got to prioritize and spend on the things that matter critically for you to get to that revenue goal. And then you've also got to prioritize how to spend your time. So time is one of those limited resources, and part of your strategy has to be what you're going to devote time to as a whole, but also specifically your personal time, and also what tasks you might outsource to other people. So then the third step is to take action. And by this, I mean taking consistent and daily action and spending it on things that matter, which you would have determined by having a strategy. And so I recommend focusing on those 3 core elements in that order. So starting with your mindset, then having a strategy, and then taking consistent daily action. So all 3 obviously matter when you're building a business, but here's where people often go wrong. So if you're only focusing on action, so if you're at the stage where you feel that you're too busy for mindset, maybe you're not exercising because you're just too busy, and so you're eating on the go, maybe eating junk food. This is the mode that I call the desperate hustle. So this is where you're frantically working, hoping that you're going to see some rapid results, but you're really not operating at your best. And really what's happening here is that you're too busy to be effective. And this quite quickly leads to burnout. So this is where you don't achieve results, and you think that you know your strategy because you might have a goal to hit 7 figures. And really though, what's happening here is that you lack the precision because you don't have a clear strategy. And so your actions might be misdirected. Sorry, that's my doggies having a bit of a play there. Shh, be quiet, that's enough. Shush, thank you. Okay, sorry. All right, so that's what happens when you're in the desperate hustle mode. So you just get far too busy to have the clarity and to have the real focus that you need. And so let's talk about then what happens if you over-focus on strategy. So the first thing that I see happen is that people stop taking action and they get really bedded down into sort of a deeply focused strategy mode. And the problem here is that the best laid plans with no action and the wrong kind of energy leads to no good outcome. So often what people see is nothing actually comes to fruition, and they then start to sink into this self-perpetuating cycle of failure and inaction. And so the solution to all of this is to actually start with your mindset. So when you have a solid mindset, the first thing that you get is that real mental clarity. So you find that right balance between strategy and between the action that you should take. And what happens is you start to act on purpose and with purpose. And you start to see very quickly too that you find the balance in other areas of your life. So you do start to exercise, you'll start to eat the right foods, and your overall energy levels will increase. And so if you fix your mindset, it won't take you long at all to put a simple strategy together that can get you to the 7 figures and to take meaningful action that will lead to results. And so you'll then also have the discipline to be consistent. And another thing to remember is that your mindset is actually the one component that you can't outsource. So sure, somebody can teach you how to have a great mindset and there are tools that you can adopt, but at the end of the day, you're in control of your mindset. Nobody can do mindset for you. It's something that you own, that you have to take responsibility for, and it's the one piece that you really have to master, because without this, the other components can end up being quite broken. And so what I do as a coach is I help entrepreneurs to master their money mindset. Sorry, my dogs are at it again. Fuji, Daisy, shh, stop, sit. Sit, good boy, good girl, sit. Okay, be quiet, just 2 more minutes. Okay, we've got the dog settled. All right, so when it comes to mastering your money mindset, you know, this is what I really specialize in helping people with. And so what I want to share with you is the biggest secret that most mindset coaches will never tell you, because quite frankly, most of them don't know this. So most coaches will say to you that to master your mindset, you need to really focus on your thoughts, you need to think positive, and that is definitely true to a level, but it's not where you should start, because thoughts are really complex and they're not things that we can necessarily understand or master straight up. So the secret that I want to share with you today, if you want to master your mindset really quickly, is that, and I'll boil it down to one statement that I want you to really remember, and that is that your physiology controls your psychology. So what I'm really saying here, and I'll say it again, your physiology controls your psychology. So what I'm talking about here is that your physical movement, so things like your posture, really your physical state, has a much bigger weighting on your mindset than simply trying to control your thoughts. So this might sound ironic, but as a mindset coach, I actually don't start with thoughts at all. I always start with physiology, because it's where you can make the most rapid breakthrough. And so another way to think about this is that anything that you manifest is actually based primarily on the feelings in your body, and the thoughts in your head catch up later. And so what I want to share with you today is 2 rapid mindset shifts and 2 tips that you can take straight away and implement, particularly if you've been stuck in a bad routine and you're looking to snap out of it and to make a big change in your business. And so if you're finding that you're not very productive, then what I want you to do, depending on what time of the day it is, wherever you live in the world, it's quite late in the night here in Sydney, but if you're starting your morning, then today is a perfect time to do this. If you're in Australia, then I want you to start this tomorrow. So what I want you to do is to actually start your day with some exercise. You know, whatever suits you. It could be a jog, it could be a walk, just do something. That's how I want you to start your day. So that physical movement is going to release endorphins into your body, and you'll see an immediate change in your energy and in your motivation. So this is something that I personally do. Whenever I feel flat and I've lost my way a little and, you know, kind of lost my mojo, that's the one thing that works for me without fail. I will start my day with a jog, and it is honestly my secret to switching gears. It works every time. And so I challenge you to try that. And look, don't wait to be perfect. So if for whatever reason you're intending to do it, you wake up in the morning and maybe you forget or you get distracted, or I don't know, you don't feel like it and you don't do it. Now, I'm really hoping you do, but if you don't, all is not lost. So don't wait to be perfect. Don't beat yourself up for it. Just do it later in the day. So if you end up having breakfast, then take a break and exercise before lunch, but just do it tomorrow. And you know, you will see what a massive change that makes to your mindset straight away, because it's going to give you more clarity of focus and you will start to immediately have more positive energy. So if you've watched the video this far, then thank you for staying on, and I will give you a tip that you can use right now. So before you even launch, into exercise, I want you to become aware of your physical posture. So just how you are right now. Are you standing up straight? Are you sitting down and slouching? Now, if you have been feeling negative, then chances are your posture is quite restrictive. So maybe you are slouching, maybe you're crossing your arms, not just to be comfortable, but to sort of hold in energy. So just take note of what you're doing, and whatever it is, if it's negative and causing you to feel negative, then fix it straight away. So stand up straight, take a deep breath, and you will see an immediate change in your mood. And so what I want you to do is to change your physiology right now. So whether that's, a stretch, go for a really quick walk, maybe, play some air guitar, do a happy dance. Sometimes, as you've just heard my dogs, they love to play. I will often chase them around. I've got this feature wall in my lounge room. And if I'm, walking from the kitchen back to my office, I'll just chase them for about 30 seconds, and they absolutely love it. And I have quite a bit of fun too. And my energy just shifts straight away. So what I want you to do is to try something physical that's also fun, but to do it right now. And I want you to leave me a comment below and let me know what kind of change you experience, so what shift you see in your energy. And I guarantee you this will work. So remember, just to wrap up this video, that to move forward in your business, you've got to master 3 key elements. So you've got to master your mindset, you've got to have a clear strategy, and you've got to take consistent action. And I recommend mastering them in that order. So what you'll find is that if you master your mindset first, you'll end up making much faster progress with your strategy and with your action plan, and actually implementing your action as well. And so your homework, if you've been struggling, is to do something immediately to change your physiology. So once you've done that, then I can actually start to help you to change your psychology, and we can actually take your money mindset to the next level. So thank you for watching. I'm Caroline Labor from Money Mindset Accelerator, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye for now.